Hello there, thank you for stopping by and checking in on my note writing adventure. Welcome, my name is Anna Delman. I'm on day number 361 out of 365 days of daily note writing to encourage myself. Now, daily note writing does build up, and this is my note writing platform at the back here, and I'll talk about that on day 365. It's just a representation of once you make a commitment and you stick to it, it builds up over time if you are responsible in honoring those commitments in your life. As said, I'm on day 361. So for today, my note for my own edification and hopefully to encourage you too. How did I do over the past 361 days with health and exercise? I started this commitment to get healthy and build exercise back into my life after having gone through years of bad health, major surgery, and then a very long recovery. So how am I doing with all of that? The greatest change obviously is more mobility. However, with more mobility, and as you get healthy and haven't been able to do physical things for many years, you overextend yourself, and I've done that a little bit too much over the past 361 days. I will feel so good and I will push myself too hard and then have weeks of a setback. Abdominally, my core is not what it should be or not what I would like it to be, and so as much as I'm grateful for the major recovery and the blessing of restored health which God has given me, I'm not exactly where I would like to be physically. I cannot do a 5-mile hike, and that was my goal for the end of 2025. We're in 2026 and the middle of the year, and I'm still not able to do that. Furthermore, I had to stop walking around in my neighborhood because of security concerns. City police had put out a warning. Our neighborhood watch had put out a warning. Our security cameras have picked up naughtiness in the neighborhood with difficult circumstances with taxis, etc., and foreign tourists. We've had neighbors come and ring our gate wanting to know if our security footage have picked up things that occurred with their guests, etc. So it hasn't been safe for me to go walking around the neighborhood. In a few times I have, just because I don't like to be tied down, and that sometimes can be irresponsible. So I've started walking around the garden. Once around the garden is I have long legs, so my stride is longer than most people's, so I can do a stretch around just the driveway and the garden of 130-ish steps, and I just have to multiply that a couple of times a day, and I just keep circling and circling. So it's kind of like a caged animal in a zoo, and that's my mental mindset, and I need to get over that, because if that's what the Lord has provided for me for exercise, it's more than what many people have in the world, and I need to be grateful and not say it's like a caged animal. I need to be grateful for the restored health and the ability to walk that loop for 10 times. 10 times is 1,200 steps, and if I do that a few times a day, I can build up over a period of time, and that is the goal and the way forward. Now, as you know, I always want to have some scripture to go with what I'm working through, and my sharing for you today is not the usual ones. One could say the whole armor of God. That's the Ephesians 6 passage, which is like a fighter disciplining himself and preparedness. No, I didn't choose that, although that is a strong part of it. And then we've got to consider, scripture says, our Christian walk as a race, and we've got to prepare for it in that way. And no, I didn't choose that verse, and this is the one that I have chosen. So it is Psalm 131, and we're going to read the whole chapter. It's only 3 verses. From the English Standard Version. O Lord, my heart is not lifted up, my eyes are not raised too high. I do not occupy myself with things too great and too marvelous for me, but I have calmed and quieted my soul. Like a weaned child with its mother, like a weaned child is my soul within me. O Israel, hope in the Lord from this time forth and forevermore. Now, particularly the middle verse, verse 2. But I have calmed and quieted my soul. Like a weaned child with its mother, like a weaned child is my soul within me. And that's the goal. Some more notes that I have written down. A calmed and quiet soul until your soul has learned. You need to calm your soul and quieten it down and allow it to learn the truths from Scripture that you then apply to your life, and it balances out your functioning. It gives you that goal. It emphasizes that goal. It instructs and encourages you to move forward towards that goal. Another note, when the heart is right and the eyes are right, the whole person is on a road to a healthy and happy condition. That should be the true goal of our health and exercise. Now, I don't mean that to come across as so super spiritual that all we need to be concerned about is our soul. Our soul does affect the way we address the physical limitations we might have. However, the physical limitations, if we haven't done the former, discipline them with the correct thoughts on how we are to understand our bodies, we can allow those difficulties in our body functioning to then make negative statements to us in our minds about our soul focus, and we need to not do that. So I can, as said, I can focus on feeding like a caged animal, walking a loop with 130 steps, and or I can be grateful to the Lord for giving me the space to take 130 steps in, and I can be thankful to the Lord for strengthening me, allowing the surgeries, allowing everything to bring me to the point that I can do those 130 steps and do them repeatedly until I get as close to 10,000 steps a day or more. That's the difference between allowing our soul to speak into our daily exercise routine, or allowing our physical limitations to then show us cultivate in us a discontented heart, where we are accusing of God of not being able to do more the way we want it, how we want it, when we want it. I can do the 130 steps in safety. Now, as far as my diet is concerned, I've gained some weight, if you've been watching from the beginning, but that's also because of physical limitations. Also, I need to be more responsible and not eat so much ice cream. I got a bit carried away with that. After my surgery and the recovery, I am a little chunkier than I like to be, and I need to, for health's sake, not for image sake or how I appear to others, but it's how food is meant to sustain our life. We are to eat to live and not live to eat, and that is the difference, and I need to get all those focuses back on. So although I'm coming to the end of my 365 1-year commitment to share this daily, it doesn't mean that when the 365 days are over I can go celebrate with a bowl of ice cream. Does mean that I have laid the foundation of focus, that if I commit to do something for a year, that I, by the grace of God, do have an extended life beyond. I didn't think I'd see the end of 2024, that He has blessed me and gifted it to me, gifted more days to me, and I need to be responsible with an ongoing focus on how to live the tomorrows for His glory. And that brings me back to what I want to continue with this channel, as I've been sharing over the past few days and over the past month or two. Not every day, but when my heart has felt led to do it. I am going to continue. I'm going to take a week off, less than a week. Most probably like 4 or 5 days, up to 7 days. I will be taking that time off. I won't be sharing daily as in this format, but I will be sharing something, and maybe I'll just do a post on a daily basis. I'm not quite sure what that will look like yet, but I want to go on and keep on encouraging others, because that is so important. This format, this tool that we've been given and blessed with to encourage others, irrespective of where they are in the world, I think is a blessing. God has gifted me, as I shared yesterday. He has taught me, and it is my privilege and my blessing, because of His grace, to be able to do that for others. And then that goes back to health. I need to make sure that I'm healthy and focused on optimizing my health, so that I can keep doing this for His glory as long as He would want me to do it. So until tomorrow, friends, I'm looking forward to ending my 365 days, but tomorrow will be day 362, and I will be back then with ongoing encouragement. So until then, take care and God bless. Bye bye for now.